Sam thought he had lead problems, so he did what everyone tells you to do. He bought ads, he boosted posts, he paid for clicks, and somehow he ended up with more work and less certainty. The counterintuitive truth is this: if your lead flow feels fragile, throwing money at it usually makes it worse, unless you fix the system underneath. This is 100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi, and it is a blunt, practical playbook for getting strangers to want to buy your stuff. You're going to learn the real definition of a lead, how to build a lead magnet that creates trust fast, the 4 core ways to get leads, and how to scale marketing by getting other people to bring you customers. This covers every major section, so by the end, you'll have the full picture. Sam is the kind of guy who loves clean answers. He wants a lever he can pull and a number that moves. He is not trying to become a marketing genius. He just wants his calendar full, his business stable, and his stress lower, because he is tired of the monthly panic loop. He started a small local service business after work, doing garage cleanouts and junk removal. He had a logo, a basic website, and a phone number on the side of his truck. His first customers were friends of friends, and that felt easy. Then it slowed down. The quiet weeks arrived like a cold wind. He would refresh his inbox. He would check his phone. He would stare at the empty schedule and think, I guess I should run ads. That is how most businesses get trapped. They confuse activity with acquisition. They spend money to rent attention, but they never build a machine that creates attention. Hormozi's first big reframe is simple and honestly kind of annoying. Leads are not mysterious. Leads are just people you can contact. That sounds obvious until you realize what it implies. Your phone contacts are leads. People who have bought from you before are leads. People who commented on your post are leads. Old coworkers are leads. Anyone who has raised their hand, even slightly, is a lead. And when Sam finally absorbed that, something changed in his posture and started thinking like a collector. Think of leads like water in a reservoir. Most people treat their business like a sink with the faucet barely dripping. They stare at the drip and they beg it to drip faster. Hormozi wants you to build a reservoir, so even if the faucet slows, you still have pressure. That pressure is what removes panic. And that pressure is what lets you make decisions calmly, and calm decisions make you money. Having contacts is not the same as having interested contacts. A lead is reachable, but not always ready. So the real question becomes, how do you turn a reachable person into someone who actually wants what you sell? That is where the lead magnet comes in. A lead magnet is not some cheesy freebie you slap together because a marketing guru told you to. A real lead magnet is a small win that points directly to a bigger win. It solves a specific, meaningful problem quickly, and it makes the person think, if the free stuff is this good, the paid stuff must be on another level. Sam had never built anything like that. He had discounts, sure, he had a coupon code, he had a basic offer that said, call for a quote. But none of that made people feel helped before they paid. So he tried something different. He created a simple clutter scorecard. It was a one-page checklist that helped people walk through their garage and estimate how much stuff they could clear in one weekend, how many trips it would take, and what the biggest safety risks were. He made it stupidly practical. If you see paint cans, old batteries, or unknown chemicals, don't move them until you know disposal rules. He posted it in local groups and offered to send it to anyone who messaged him. The first night, he got 12 requests. That number is not huge, but for Sam, it felt like oxygen. Because those 12 people were not random clicks. They were humans who had raised their hand. Now, you might be thinking, that is nice for local businesses, but what if I sell something else? The principle does not care what you sell. The magnet can be a checklist, a calculator, a short training, a template, a mini audit, a sample, a trial, a guide, or a diagnostic. The core requirement is always the same. It must create an immediate feeling of progress. It is like giving someone a flashlight in a dark room. You are proving you can help them see. Once Sam had that, the next framework clicked into place. Hormozi says there are 4 core ways to get leads, not 47. Not master TikTok and build a personal brand and run webinars and do SEO and pray. 4. Warm outreach, cold outreach, content, paid ads. Some people use slightly different names like warm broadcast and cold broadcast, but the idea is the same. There is a warm audience that already knows you, and there is a cold audience that does not. And there is one-to-one communication, and one-to-many communication. Combine them and you get the core four. Here is the trap. Most business owners pick the one that feels easiest emotionally, not the one that is most effective for their stage. Sam's emotional default was paid ads because it felt clean. You pay money, you get leads. No awkward conversations, no rejection. No vulnerability. But the fastest leads almost always come from warm outreach, because trust is already present. Your warm world. Sam did not want to message people. He felt weird about it. He imagined sounding salesy. He imagined being ignored. He imagined the little seen checkmark and no reply. That fear is normal. It is also expensive. So he set a rule for himself. He would do warm outreach for 14 days, and he would treat it like a science experiment, not a personality test. He pulled up his phone contacts and his social media followers and created a list. He did not pitch them. He simply started conversations. He asked how they were doing. He commented on something specific. He reconnected like a human being. And then he used a simple progression that made it feel natural. He would acknowledge their world, compliment something real, and ask a question that invited them to share. He learned that questions are the doorway. When you ask the right question, people walk themselves toward the topic. Instead of saying, "Hey, do you need junk removal?" he asked, "Have you ever tried cleaning out your garage and then given up halfway through?" That question did not feel like a pitch. It felt like empathy, and it opened a loop. On day 4, one of his old coworkers replied, "Honestly, yes. My basement is a disaster. We keep saying we'll fix it, and then we don't." Sam asked if he wanted the clutter scorecard. The coworker said yes. Sam sent it. 2 days later, the coworker asked for a quote. He had been sitting on leads for years, and he never contacted them because he wanted the comfort of pretending marketing was strategy instead of conversations. You wouldn't stay with me here because this next part changes the game. Warm outreach is not just about getting leads, it is about gathering data. Every conversation tells you what people actually want, what words they use, what they fear, and what triggers action. That data becomes fuel for everything else. Once Sam got momentum, he moved to content because content is how you do one-to-many communication with a warm audience. Content is not just posting. It is not, "Look at my truck." Content is a relationship at scale. Hormozi's view of content is practical. You need a hook that stops attention, you need retention that keeps attention, and you need a reward that pays attention back with value. That hook-retain-reward loop is what turns a random post into a lead engine. Sam had been posting before and after photos. They were fine. They did not create conversation, so he changed the format. He filmed short videos walking through common clutter situations. He would point at a pile of cardboard and say, "The reason this grows is because it has no home, so it becomes a home for everything else." Then he would show a simple fix. He also used a recurring series called "One Thing to Throw Away Today." That sounds almost too simple, but it worked because it gave people a tiny action. They could do it immediately. That created reward. Within a few weeks, people started commenting, "Can you do my place next?" Now pay attention to this because it connects everything we've covered so far. Content is not a creativity contest. It is a volume game with feedback. You publish, you watch what gets responses, and you do more of that. You do not need to be famous. It's just you need to be consistent and useful. At this point, Sam had a warm engine. But Hormozi does not let you stop there because warm engines can plateau. Eventually, you need strangers. That is where cold outreach and paid ads come in, and most people do these badly because they lead with themselves. Cold outreach is one-to-one communication with a cold audience. It can be emails, calls, direct messages, or even in-person outreach. The problem is that cold audiences do not care about you. They care about themselves. So the opening has to be about them. Hormozi emphasizes that the first message has one job. It must earn the next message. Not close the deal, not explain everything, just earn the next message. Sam tried cold outreach with property managers because they constantly deal with move-outs. He wrote a long message at first. It was polite, detailed, and completely ignored. Then he rewrote it into something shorter and sharper. He started with a specific observation and a single question. He would say something like, I noticed you manage multiple units and move-outs can pile up fast. Would it be helpful if you had a reliable cleanout crew on standby for the next turnover? That was it. No resume, no life story, no paragraphs. He sent 50 messages over a week. He got 7 replies, 2 became calls, 1 became a recurring account. Rejection is not a verdict. It is just a filter doing its job. Think of cold outreach like knocking on doors in a long hallway. You are not trying to convince every door to open. You are trying to find the doors that are already close to opening and then make it easy. Most people quit cold outreach right before it starts working. They send 10 messages, get ignored, and decide it doesn't work. Hormozi's mindset is that volume plus iteration creates inevitability. You test, you tweak, you keep moving. Now, paid ads, this is where Sam began, and this is where he got burned. Ads are powerful, but only when the rest of your system is ready. Ads amplify whatever is already true. If your offer is unclear, ads will amplify confusion. If your follow-up is slow, ads will amplify wasted spend. If your lead magnet is weak, ads will amplify low-intent leads. Hormozi treats ads like buying attention in bulk. You should do it when you can afford to buy data, because early on, that is what you are buying. Data on what message, what audience, and what offer converts. He uses structured thinking about ads. You need a strong hook that calls out the problem. You need proof that you can solve it. You need a clear call to action. You need a simple next step. You need the person to feel safe taking that step. Sam rebuilt his ad around the clutter scorecard instead of call for a quote. That one change flipped the quality of leads. People were no longer calling just to price shop. They were opting in because they wanted help. He followed up. Hormozi is relentless about follow-up because the money is rarely in the first touch. People are busy, they get distracted, they hesitate. They need reminders. That does not mean they are uninterested. It means they are human. Sam created a simple follow-up cadence. He would send the scorecard, then check in the next day with one question. He would check again a few days later with a quick tip relevant to what they said. He kept it helpful. He kept it short. He made it easy to reply. It felt like work at first. Then it felt like a rhythm. Then it felt like a machine. And this is where Sam's story takes a turn. Because once he had leads coming in from warm outreach, content, either cold outreach and ads, he ran into a different problem. He could not handle the volume. Getting leads is not the finish line. It is the starting line. If your backend cannot catch the leads, your marketing will feel like running water into a bucket with holes. Hormozi solves this by pushing you to scale marketing through other people. Customers, employees, agencies, affiliates, partners. Anything that multiplies output without multiplying your time. First, referrals. Most businesses ask for referrals like they are begging for favors. Hormozi treats referrals like a designed system. You make it easy, specific, and timely. You ask when the customer is happiest, and you give them a clear path to act. Sam used 7 referral styles across the next few months, but one became his favorite because it felt natural. After a job, when the garage looked clean and the customer was smiling, he would say, if you know one neighbor who has been putting off this exact problem, you could save them a lot of stress. Do you want me to text you a quick message you can forward? That made it effortless. People said yes. Sam sent a short forwardable message. His customers became his distribution. Think of referrals like a campfire. You can try to light wet logs all day, but if you get one fire burning hot, it dries the next log. A satisfied customer is a hot log. Your job is to put the next log close enough that it catches. Second, employees. Hormozi makes a point that is easy to miss. Employees are not just labor, they are potential lead sources because they have networks, they have conversations, and they are in the field hearing customer language. If you teach them how to spot opportunities and you reward them for it, you can multiply lead flow. Sam hired a helper named Luis. Luis noticed that many customers asked about donating usable items instead of dumping them. Sam turned that into a new mini offer. He created a donation-ready pickup option and used it as another lead magnet. Luis suggested local donation partners. That created relationships. Those relationships created referrals. Third, affiliates and partners. An affiliate is someone who promotes you because they win when you win. The key is alignment. If they serve the same audience but do not compete with you, you can trade value. Sam partnered with a local cleaning company. They were often called after a move out, but customers would show them a house full of junk and say, "We need this gone first." The cleaning company did not want that work. Sam did. So they created a simple agreement. The cleaning company would send leads to Sam, Sam would pay a referral fee, and Sam would also refer cleaning work back. Both businesses got paid. Both businesses got more leads. Nobody had to run more ads. Fourth, agencies. Many businesses hire agencies too early and then blame agencies for failure. Hormozi's framing is that agencies can scale what you already understand, but they cannot build understanding for you from scratch. If you do not know your message, your offer, your follow-up, and your economics, an agency will burn your money faster. Sam did not hire an agency. Instead, he treated agency thinking as a checklist. He documented what worked. He wrote down his best messages. He saved his best content hooks. He tracked which lead sources produced the best customers. Then only after he had clarity, he outsourced small pieces. He hired someone to edit videos. He hired someone to answer calls during the day. He hired someone to organize follow-ups. You do not scale chaos, you scale a process. Okay, so if that was surprising, wait until you hear this. Hormozi also emphasizes reliability. You do not just want more leads. You want leads that keep coming, even if one source dies. Because platforms change. Ads get expensive, algorithms shift, markets tighten. When your entire business relies on one faucet, you are one policy update away from panic. So the goal becomes diversification of acquisition. You build multiple streams. Warm outreach fills the calendar fast. Content builds long-term trust. Cold outreach opens new pockets. Ads buy scale when the unit economics make sense. Referrals and partners create compounding distribution. It is like building a table. If you have one leg, it wobbles. 2 legs still wobble. 3 legs can stand, but it is unstable. 4 legs is stability. More legs is resilience. Sam felt this in real life one month when a local group stopped allowing promotional posts. His content reach dropped. In the past, that would have terrified him. This time it barely mattered because his warm outreach and referral engine kept producing leads. The ability to keep growing without feeling like you are standing on one fragile platform. Now, there's a psychological layer underneath all of this that makes the tactics actually work. Most people avoid lead generation because it triggers identity fear. They do not want to be annoying. They do not want to be rejected. They do not want to be seen as desperate, so they hide behind branding, logos, and planning. Hormozi's approach is the opposite. He wants you to treat lead generation like production. You do the work, you measure the output, you improve the system. Sam had to learn to separate his feelings from the numbers. When someone ignored him, he stopped making it mean he was unworthy. He treated it as one attempt. When someone said no, he stopped spiraling. He treated it as data. When someone complained about price, he stopped defending. He asked questions and learned what they valued. This shift is what made him dangerous in the best way. Because once you stop taking acquisition personally, you can do it consistently. And consistency beats intensity every time. Think of it like going to the gym. If you go once a month and destroy yourself, you do not get strong. If you show up regularly and add small weight over time, you become a different person. Lead generation is the same. You are training a muscle. Reinvestment. Hormozi's business logic is that leads create sales, sales create cash, cash can be reinvested into more leads, and that loop can compound. The businesses that win are the ones that can repeatedly buy customers profitably and then scale that purchase. Sam started small. He reinvested into better content. He reinvested into a better follow-up system. He reinvested into small ad tests. He reinvested into a part-time admin to respond faster. Each reinvestment made his lead engine more efficient, which made the next reinvestment easier. It was not sexy. It was not viral. It was not a miracle hack. It was a flywheel. Picture a heavy wheel. You push it first. It barely moves. You sweat. You wonder if it is broken. Then it starts to turn. Then it turns easier. Then it becomes hard to stop. That is what a real lead engine feels like. Sam's calendar went from empty weeks to consistent bookings. He stopped refreshing his inbox like a man waiting for a verdict. He started planning his month like a professional because he knew the leads would still arrive. And that is the real promise of 100 million leads. It is not just more customers. It is freedom from the panic cycle. It is control. It is stability. Now, before we close, let's make this practical. Because ideas without action are just entertainment. Here are 4 things you can start doing right now based on what we just covered. First, build one lead magnet that creates an immediate win. Keep it small, specific, and fast. If you cannot explain the win in one sentence, the magnet is too fuzzy. Second, run a 14-day warm outreach sprint and treat it like a test. Start conversations, ask good questions, and offer your lead magnet as a helpful next step. Do not pitch hard. Earn replies. Third, publish content with a hook-retain-reward mindset. Make the hook about the viewer's problem. Keep retention by staying concrete, and give a reward that helps them do something today. Fourth, design one referral pathway that is effortless for customers. Ask at the moment of satisfaction, give them a simple forwardable message, and make the next step easy. If you do these 4, you will not just get more leads. You will build the beginnings of a reliable system. Then, once you have signal, you can add cold outreach and ads with far less waste. The goal is not to chase every tactic. The goal is to stack a few channels until your lead flow becomes resilient and your business stops living on hope. That's it for this video. I hope it was useful and gave you something real to think about. Thanks for watching and have a great day.